Hi, this video is for parents. We wanted to put together a quick video going over a little bit about the new packets that we sent out and the way that we set up some of the choice boards and things like that. We've had some questions, so we wanted to try to clear those up for you. In the packet, you have a couple of calendars that kind of line out work that could be done for the day. Monday there was nothing because it was in service for teachers. So these are all suggestions. You can tailor the time and amount of work that your child does depending on their needs. So when we're in the classroom, we can individualize and modify our assignments depending on the student and their attention and needs. So when we're doing math, we move between stations and they work for about 20 minutes at each station. So you could have them, if there are a couple of different worksheets or games to play, they could switch between one or two games to keep them a little more engaged and on task. For the reading, we would like to have you reading with your student for about 30 minutes a day outside of the reading, writing work that's done in the classroom. And again, you can tailor that to your needs and picking which books and things like that. For online enrichment, or those are science and social studies. So we did include a packet that has some ideas for that can be done offline. And then there are many resources online. We'll be sharing those through Class Dojo, or if you find something that is interesting for your student, you can always use that. So you have these calendars. They're suggestions. They're meant to be helpful. Always tailored to your family needs, to your individual student needs. That's something that you can do, that you can only do at home. So for the first, the packet that's right behind those has some of the assignments for each day. It depends. The beginning math for this week was all time telling, and those were in the last packet. If you turn them in with your packet, that's fine. I can give you some enrichment. There's also, we can set you up with some Zearn if you need it, if your student does online learning. Or you can kind of take a break and have them play some of the various math games that are available. There are time games in the math choice packet. So if you have any questions about individual assignments, always get in touch. We're happy to help you out with that. Now we're going to move. This is the Science and Social Studies Choice Board. So this has various activities. There were two activities that we had printed and put with it. One of them was on weathering and erosion, and this has to do with a lot of the mystery science activities that they did over the last couple of weeks. And then there was the sandcastle and how to keep the sandcastle safe. That, again, has to do with the weathering and erosion that they've been learning about over the last couple of weeks. Those are enrichment, and we hope that you enjoy doing them. They get the kids kind of thinking a little bit about the learning that they've already been doing. So there are some ideas on here for science that are meant to be fun and helpful for you. You know, make a tinfoil or Lego boat and try to make it float so they can change their boat and see which ones float and which ones don't. Some of the brain pops and mystery science. If you, mystery science, you need a teacher, a student link to be able to go into something. So if you want to do a mystery science activity that we haven't assigned yet, one, you can go into Mystery Science and browse and then let us know which one you're looking at. And we were talking, we may get you out, share a sheet that has student links for various activities that you can go in and choose from. The National Geographic Junior activity, if you go to National Geographic Junior website, you can choose. They have lots of different subjects and things that you could choose from. And then there are several others that are off of technology and things that you can do around your house with maybe with things that you have. If you have any questions, just get in touch and we'll help you out with that. These are put into the calendars, but you can always do one of these fun activities anytime as a reward or something to keep your child engaged in their learning. On the spelling board, these are activities that the students have been doing in class to practice. We call it word work, and they have word work choice time. So we gave, here it kind of tells you what each one is, and then there are worksheets that are behind. You can, each family got a plastic sheet, so you can slip in any of the choice worksheets, and now it becomes dry erase. So they can do their work right on top here, and then you can erase it and reuse the sheet and reuse the plastic cover. With the word list that you had, you can go through with your student, and they're all sight words. They're from Fry's sight word list. So you can have them read and then pick 10 words that they weren't able to read easily as a sight word, and those are the words they can work on. So here you would write, say, friend, I think is one of our first sight words. And then the next word. And then when you're all done, you can just erase it, and the worksheet works for doing it several times. And the plastic cover can work for all different kinds of work. The spelling choice board and worksheets were under the reading choice board. So the reading choice board gives you some fun ways to read the books that you may have at home. If you don't have books at home and you have access to the internet and reading online or listening to books online works, there's the logins for Tumble Books, for Raz Kids are on the first sheet. Otherwise, you can use books that you have around your house. When you complete one of the choice board activities, if you just put a date by it, then when you go to turn in things, we'll have that marked. And you can also kind of see which activities your student is enjoying more. Next is the math choice board. So the math choice board has lots of ideas. The game boards are behind the choice board. So one of the things I said this week is if you've already done the time worksheets and turned them in, there are some other time games that your student can play just to get a little bit more work on reading time, telling time. And there are different kinds. There's the addition games, subtraction games, more than, less than, or equal to games. So really, these are all just different ways to get the students. When you're playing a math game, 20 to 30 minutes, or as long as your student is really engaged in the game. If they start to get off track and goofy, then you can finish it up so that when they're doing these things, they're fully engaged. The fact fluency ones, I would suggest putting a time limit rather than trying to get them to finish it, and they can come back to it over a couple of days if they need to. Again, this is all about making sure that when students are working, they're engaged with their work. We don't want to have students and families that are feeling overwhelmed and stressed out. The learning is important in keeping their skills freshened up, and we have new skills and new learning that they're doing. It's very important, but it's also important that they're enjoying what they're doing and that they're relaxed when they're doing it. If it gets too tense, you can do some kind of brain break. They like to do movement. So doing a quick set of 10 jumping jacks and something like that, or tossing the ball for 2 minutes, or figuring out some ways to break it up a little bit will be helpful. And you know your family and your student. We trust that you will make decisions that will be in the best interest for all of you. If you have any questions, please get in touch. Thank you.